Hello everybody, I'm Steve and it's time to make another video. Roll Thunder. So tonight I'm really excited to finally rank all the films from Stanley Kubrick. He's one of my favorite directors. Basically, I don't really dislike any of his movies, but as far as this ranking, it's going to be from least to most. You know, I don't want to do like worst to best. It's really least to most. Some of these I haven't watched in a while, but I think Stanley Kubrick got better as he kept making new films. I think he got a little bit better each time, and I think one big knock on him is that he didn't work well with actors. He didn't communicate well with actors, and he was known for doing several takes of the same scene and just driving his actors crazy. But really excited about this one, and basically starting this off, I'm going to talk about his first film. The movie is Fear and Desire. This is released in 1952. This film was lost for a long time, and it was released by Kino Lorber, and then was re-released again on 4K from them. And this one has like a 60-minute cut and like a 72-minute cut or something like that. But this movie, you can definitely tell this is his first film. He just didn't know what he was doing yet. So at number 12, this one was actually his second film. It's called Killer's Kiss, but this is part of the Criterion Collection, and it comes with the movie The Killing. But the movie is Killer's Kiss that I'm putting at number 12. It's a second film. This was released in 1955. This one is spine number 575. So from Criterion you get both films, The Killer's Kiss and The Killing. So you'll see this one again later. But I really like the other film in this. But Killer's Kiss, again, you could kind of tell he was kind of establishing his visual sense, and like I said, I think he got better on the next one. So, but this one's at number 12. So at number 11 from 1962, I have Lolita. This one's got an interesting kind of story, kind of uncomfortable subject matter, but it's starring James Mason. That's Peter Sellers, a great Peter Sellers. I think he worked with Stanley Kubrick twice, and his other movie will come much higher in my ranking. But he has Shelley Winters as Sue Lyon plays Lolita, and like I said, interesting kind of story, but it's based on a novel. But I think that subject matter was less taboo, I think, back then. But just kind of interesting. James Mason kind of plays this kind of ornery kind of character, but and Peter Sellers is really kind of nasty in the movie. But I enjoy this one a lot. I probably need to watch this one again. It's been a while since I've seen it. So at number 10, this one probably be a lot higher in most people's list, but it's from 1960. The movie is Spartacus. Starring Kirk Douglas, has Laurence Olivier, it has Gene Simmons, not the guy from the rock band Kiss, but actually the female Gene Simmons, is spelled Jean. This one, I think originally they had a different director, and they ended up firing the guy they had originally. And Kirk Douglas because he had worked with Stanley Kubrick before, he recommended Stanley Kubrick. So Kubrick didn't write any of this, the story, and so that's why it's a huge production. I think it's one of the things that kind of drove him away from Hollywood. Basically, he didn't want to do like big Hollywood productions, and he didn't want to work in America. Even Stanley Kubrick is from New York, but at some point he moved to Europe, to England, and he lived there for most of his life. So a lot of his films, even the ones that are supposed to be in the U.S., are actually filmed overseas. So I think he would only travel by boat. Basically, he didn't travel by plane, I believe. But this movie, like I said, a huge production. It's one I probably need to watch again. This one's actually on the Criterion Collection. It's spine number 105, but it's only on DVD. You can still buy it on DVD right now through Criterion. It has a different kind of cover, but I still like this movie. I need to give it a rewatch. But so like I said, I'm doing these from least to most, but I still think it's a great film. But and it's a huge Hollywood production. At number 9 from 1956, I have The Killing. So I had to get this Criterion back out. It's spine number 575. This movie I like a lot. It has Sterling Hayden. You saw him again later in another Stanley Kubrick movie. And you also saw him in The Godfather. He's like one of the dirty cops in that movie. But I think it's a great movie. This one I need to rewatch this one again too, just because I love the story to this one. It's just really interesting. Some people probably would have Spartacus higher than this one, but so for me, I had to have it at number 9 because I enjoy it so much. At number 8 from 1957, I have Paths of Glory. This is the first time Kirk Douglas had worked with Stanley Kubrick, and it's spine number 538 on the Criterion Collection. Love the story. It's all in black and white. Very interesting. The movie. It's supposed to be the French army but a lot of the characters speak English in the movie. Some people, I think, a few characters may speak French in the movie, but I love this movie. Obviously, Stanley Kubrick left an impression on Kirk Douglas to have them do Spartacus later. So, but I like this one more than Spartacus. At number 7, I actually didn't like this movie very much when I first saw it, but it's kind of grown on me over the years. But the movie is Eyes Wide Shut. This is from 1999, starring Tom Cruise and his ex-wife Nicole Kidman. It has Sidney Pollack, the Indiana legend. He's passed away now, but this movie has one really iconic scene. If you know the masquerade party scene, it's so memorable. You just can't remember that. It's been parodied in a lot of movies too, but it's just such a weird movie that this was Stanley Kubrick's last movie. But it's just, like I said, it's grown on me so much over the years, and it just it kind of keeps growing on me. I don't know if it's ever going to go higher than number 7 for me, but I really enjoy this movie though. At number 6, this one's really grown on me over the years too, but it's from 1975, and the movie is Barry Lyndon. This is Spine number 897 in the Criterion Collection. Starring the late Ryan O'Neal. Has Marissa Berenson. Has Leon Vitelli. He played the youngest son in the movie. The Ryan O'Neal's character, Barry Lyndon, didn't like in the movie very much. And if you know Vitelli, he worked with he basically wasn't really much of an actor. I guess he didn't have much success as an actor. So Stanley Kubrick really just kind of hired him to work on all of his films from this movie on. He worked as like assistant director. He did all kinds of stuff for Kubrick. I guess Kubrick just liked the kid so much, and I guess the kid really didn't have much of, like I said, didn't have much of an acting career. So he's really humble, and I think over the years he's actually passed away now. But after Kubrick died, he was really part of really involved with kind of maintaining the legacy of Stanley Kubrick. Okay, so we're getting into my top 5. Please leave in the comments. Let me know how you would rank these. It doesn't have to match my list at all. There really are no wrong answers. But so number 5 from 1987, I have Full Metal Jacket. This one's really interesting. It's kind of told in 2 different parts. The first part is like the basic training. Has the drill sergeant Lee Ermey that a lot of characters hate in the movie. Has Matthew Modine. Has Vincent D'Onofrio. But like I said, it goes a completely different direction in the second half, but it's really violent. Basically, Kubrick did a lot of anti-war movies, really. Just like if you saw Paths of Glory, that's definitely an anti-war movie. But I love this movie though. It's one that it's kind of a long movie, but I think this is like I said, one of his 80s films. But he only did like 2 films in that decade. But I thought he did a great job on it though. So number 4 from 1971, I have A Clockwork Orange. Great movie. It's starring Malcolm McDowell. He's really fantastic in this. It shows the ultra violence. It is a very graphic kind of movie, way ahead of its time. It's been parodied so many times. It has David Prowse, if you know Darth Vader. It has him when he was a young bodybuilder at the time, and he may have like one or 2 lines in the movie, but this is a very graphic kind of movie. And it has some great music in it too, but it's way ahead of its time, very futuristic looking. But yeah, I enjoy this movie so much. So at number 3 from 1964, I have Dr. Strangelove. It's a fantastic movie. Spine number 821 in the Criterion Collection. It has Peter Sellers. He plays like 4 characters in this movie. Has George C. Scott's really great in this. Slim Pickens is really fantastic. This was actually the first film from James Earl Jones, the guy that did the voice of Darth Vader. So this is he's like 93 now, but this is his first film. So I just love this. It's a dark comedy. Like it has Sterling Hayden, the same guy that was in The Killing earlier, also from The Godfather. And he's a maniac in this movie. But I love the humor in this, and it just goes off the rails, and they don't sell out at all in this movie, which I really love it. So at number 2, I think a lot of people would have this at number 1, but I have, for 1968, I have 2001: A Space Odyssey. Iconic movie. I think, like I talked about, George Lucas and Steven Spielberg were influenced by the visuals in this movie. It has Keir Dullea and Gary Lockwood are both 87 years old now, and they're both still alive, amazingly. It has HAL 9000 is voiced by Douglas Rain. But like I said, this is such an iconic film. If you know Christopher Nolan, very influenced. If you've seen the movie, Inception, it had like the rotating room in that movie. That was used from 2001, where they used like practical effects And so he very influential director, very atmospheric film, kind of slow film. You know, a lot of symphonic music in the movie. I love it, but to me, it's not my favorite, but it's number 2, so it's very close to being my favorite. So number 1 for 1980, I have The Shining. This is written by Stephen King, even though Stanley Kubrick kind of went away from some of the stuff that was in King's book. But, you know, starring Jack Nicholson as Shelley Duvall, Scatman Crothers as Danny Lloyd. He's that played the little boy in the movie. Very atmospheric movie, very scary. A lot of images that you never forget with like the 2 twins and all that stuff. You know, iconic movie. It's just Stephen King just didn't like what Stanley Kubrick did to his film, but I think most people that aren't familiar with the book or have grown up on this movie, and it's a great horror film. And Stanley Kubrick, you got to give him credit for doing a horror film. So I want to thank everybody for watching tonight. I really enjoy all the comments I get from everybody. Like I said, please give me your top 10 or top 5 or however you want to do it, but I'd really be interested in seeing how you would rank these. You know, he's such a great director, and I think his movies are so memorable. So please, if you're not already subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing. Please put a thumbs up on this video. It definitely helps with the YouTube algorithm, helps my channel keep growing. And so everybody have a great one. Thank you. Bye.